Yeah, Jaden might bottle it. I mean, he likes to bottle it a lot. He has good quality pace, but then in the race pace, or if that's who I don't know that I don't know. Um, I don't know what am I even talking about. Yeah. Ladies, we're back. For COTA. And with the most fucked up format in the history of formats that can be done on the game. And like Alex has pointed out, in the chat we have a I'm missing something. I don't think you're missing anything. I don't know. But we have a returning face for the OGs, basically, aka not me. We have Lancer back in the server. Just a disclaimer. I was not then when Lancer has driven, but all I know is that he is the first world champion of HOR, and that's what I know. I have absolutely no clue, so apologies if I'm not gonna be that. Well, I just don't know him. All right. Yeah. Yeah, we're at COTA this week. Like I said, with the most fucked up format of all time. One shot quali, then a sprint, one shot quali again, and then the main race. Wave wants to be my friend. Yeah, last week in Singapore, it ended pretty closely in the top. It was with him cutting the pit lane white line, going into the pits, meant that he lost the win and he dropped down to P3 behind Zinc. And it is Sir Nikolai who has won the Singaporean Grand Prix. Somehow, with Zinc having the 3-second time penalty and DC post-race penalty. And then it's P2 Zinc, DC P3, Vampy P4, Chimp P5, Fresh P6. Chips are trying to kill me, man, again. Wave P7, Ricky P8 from the last position. F1 Kid P9, and then Adrian rounds off the top 10. And then it's Chesney Riz, Frizzy, Trent, and those are all the drivers that have completed the race. And then all the ones that have retired are JSTM, Yenga Boy, Paul, Laurie, Consuela, Visilbor, and Jono. In the drivers, it has gotten a bit different since Yenga Boy did not score any points last week, and Zinc getting that P2, and as well Chimp getting P5, means that both Chimp and Zinc jumped Yenga Boy. Zinc, though, jumps over Yenga Boy and Chimp at the same time. Technically, Chimp stays P2 and Yenga Boy drops down to P3. It's only 6 points between Zinc, Chimp, and Yenga Boy. 97 points for Zinc, 94 for Chimp, and 91 for Yenga Boy. So the title fight is close this season, very close. 1 Mercedes, 2 V-Carbs. We shall see. We still have this race and then 3 other races. Mexico, Brazil, and Las Vegas. And thankfully, none of those have this stupid format. And I am a certified hater of this. And then the rest, Vampy with 69 points. Nice. AK 22 points behind Youngboy and 28 behind Zinc. Trent 58 points in P5, 39 to Zinc. F1 Kid 52 points, 45 to Zinc. Frizzy 47, 50 points to Zinc. Fizzlebore P8, 42, 55 points to Zinc. And then Sir Nikolai and Ricky are tied in P9 and P10 with 41 points, 56 points to Zinc. Of course, with that win from Sir Nikolai, he jumped over many drivers. That's why he's in P9. In the constructors, even though V-Carbs didn't have a good scoring last week, they still maintained their massive gap of 75 points. Well, they technically did not maintain, but they still have a massive lead, 75 points from themselves to Alpine. Racing Bulls 185 points to Alpine 110. Williams third 107. Mercedes fourth 104. Red Bull 82. Haas 66. Aston Martin 65. McLaren 55. Ferrari and Sauber dead last in 41 and 40 points. Both of them. If Lancer wins, I'll sub. Alright, bet is a bet. Bet is a bet. Alex, bet is a bet. We'll see if Lancer is still quick, as he was in Season 1 and all the seasons that he raced. AK, those seasons that I wasn't there. Would have been good if Jamie Perry would have been in here still, but he would have told me more about these. Frizzy retiring, probably he has a the flipping qualifying ban. And then I don't know, there's 1.5 minutes of Lancer goes a bit wide. There's plenty of time here to, I don't know, do something. I don't know. In these OSQs, it's impossible to do anything. Lancer invalidates and he retires. The same with Riz, so he as well invalidated. Yes, I am eating chips, AK crisps, for those who live in UK or use the English. I'm more into American, but whatever. Just some salt, like just pure salt on them, nothing else. They are the Finnish brand in here, so you won't know. Drilla retires again. He probably invalidated or spun. Yeah, see? Zinc invalidates. That's of course not good for his championship. And in the top, we see that Vampy could go provisional pole position, and it is gonna be Vampy on pole position with Wave Dre P2, Yengaboy P3, good for his championship. F1 Lightning P4, Trent P5, Pole P6, Chimp P7, Frizzy P11. We have P8, P9, and P10. They've been booted off. I see him those positions. So it's Frizzy. I'm just gonna say it's how it is. Frizzy P11, Drilla P12, Lancer P13, then the two Chesneys 14, 15, Zinc 16, Mighty Boost 17, Ricky 18, and Taffy P19. Even with Frizzy not doing OSSQ, technically that is speaking, did not do his lap, he's still gonna be starting P8 Hopefully, of course, P8. I mean, hopefully it's not going to be actually P11. Because that's just going to look hilarious when there are 3 positions where there's no one and then there's the rest of the pack. It's going to be looking absolutely hilarious. Roughly like 10, 11 laps. Maybe 8. I can't remember how many laps are in him. Probably like 20 something. Anyways. Probably soft or mediums in here. Hards, of course, in probably going to be mediums. I highly doubt that it's going to be anything else. Yeah, I think it's a 10 lap sprint. I don't know. I don't look at these that much. I didn't look at these that much. Anyways, we're just gonna wait for the 5 red lights, and then we shall go. Anyways, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights, and it's gonna be 5 red lights out, and away we go here in the sprint of the US Grand Prix in Austin. Vampy gets a good start, but Wave is already gonna be going down inside. No, he doesn't. Stays back a bit, so Vampy still in the lead on the exit of turn 1. Bit of contact in the back, but everything seems to be fine. Lance already up into P8 from whatever position he started from P10. Riz already lost 3 positions from his original P11. Meanwhile, in the top, F1 Lightning has gained a position on Yenga by behind. Trent spins on the exit of the S's, and he drops down to P16 and last. The fraud that Trent has spun himself. Sorry, Trent. Now, back into the front. There's almost a 3 wide between Lancer, Frizzy, and Paul going into turn 13, I believe. And it is, well, everything has stayed the same in here. Zinc is trying to gain some positions, overtaking Maitubu, and he has done it, at least finalized it. Going into the 3rd sector, Lancer going a bit slow on the exit, and he is getting overtaken by Trilla. They're inside of each other, and still inside of each other, not anymore. Drilla is in front of Lancer, so he drops down to P9. Lancer having a bit of troubles on the exit of turn 20. Rear a bit stepping out, but lap 1 has been completed. Trent completes his first lap as well. DRS has been enabled, so this is going to be a, well, we'll see how drivers are going to be doing with the strategy of the DRS, because of course you don't need to pit. It's actually, well, you shouldn't pit. That's the thing. You shouldn't pit unless you want to kill your race. The DRS is the big thing, and as well, of course, your ERS. Now we go to the main straight of this track. DRS has been enabled, and Wave is gonna use it, and he's gonna overtake Vampy easily, going into turn 13 in front of Vampy, and that's Wave in as our new race leader of this Grand Prix. Behind, has anything changed? Not that it looks like. Everyone had the DRS besides Trent, unfortunately. I had to take a bit of a breath there. Ricky seems to be going out of the DRS from Chesney. It looks like the detection point is there, and he is in within 1 second, so he won't get that DRS going on the exit of turn 20. And just to confirm, big slide for Ricky on the exit, and he's probably going to be taken by Taffy going into turn 1 up the hill, and on the inside it is going to be an easy overtake for Taffy. Meanwhile, behind, in front actually, Lancer and Zinc are fighting for P9, and Lancer still staying P9, but he doesn't have the DRS on Drilla, at least that he isn't within that 1 second, but he's got a 3-second time penalty just on lap 3, so that's very early, and as well for Taffy early, and as well for Paul, and Lancer just goes completely straight on through the S's, kind of gives up. and drops down to P15 in the meantime. Bit strange. Anyways, up to the top. Wave is gonna get taken by Vampy. At least he's sending it. Vampy's sending it. Wave bit forced out, but Vampy is in front. So Vampy retakes his race lead from Wave. Meanwhile, behind Drula gets a 3 seconds. Then Chimp is in front of Frizzy and Yingaboy. Yingaboy got overtaken by Chimp and Frizzy. Yingaboy, not good for his championship. Of course, good that Zinc is behind him. He's gonna gain few points on Zinc. Of course, only the top 8 is scoring. But with Zinc being within the 3 seconds of Pole and Drilla at the moment, means that he's gonna finish P7. But of course, there's still 6 laps to go in this race. Yingboy doesn't seem to have good race pace at the moment. So, I mean, he's just been losing a bit of time in this race. Good qualifying, but just in the race, just losing a bit of time. Mighty Boo 3 seconds. He's in P13. But anyways, 3 second nonetheless. Let's go to the top. Wave is gonna get the DRS on a Vampy on the exit of turn 12. And then, well, not yet the DRS, now the DRS. Both of them have good amount of ERS. Vampy is on 50% though. Wave has 80%, not using his ERS though, relying on the DRS on the inside. And should be an easy move for Wave. Yes, it is. Down inside into turn 13. That is an easy move for Wave. And back into the race lead. Wave is behind, nothing much different. Besides that, Mighty Boo and Ricky are fighting into turn 14, 15 and 16. And Mighty Boo is in front of Ricky. Chesney is trying to sort of look for an opportunity. Maybe Ricky would have gotten a bad exit. Maybe a mistake somewhere, but no. Ricky flawless, at least in that portion of that racetrack on that lap. So Riz has to stay behind. Ricky, bit of a slide on the exit. Maybe Riz is gonna think about it. He doesn't want to send it. He's thinking about it. Although might get a better exit than Ricky, but he doesn't. Ricky isn't within that 1 second though now to Mighty Boo, so this could have been actually a bad decision for Chesney Riz to stay behind Ricky. Of course, he will get an easy overtake on Ricky on the main straight, but it's just a later question. Is he gonna be able to catch up to Mighty Boo and all that? Ricky is in within that 1 second to Mighty Boo. In the meantime as well, Chesney Riz got a 3 seconds. Meanwhile, in front, Vampy, is he gonna overtake Wave into turn 13? Doesn't send it. Lightning stays back. And everything as well stays back. Besides, Mighty Boo overtaking Chesney into turn 13 on the inside. Lovely move by Mighty Boo. And stays like that. Mighty Boo up to P11. Meanwhile, behind Chesney Riz as well overtakes Ricky. So he's up to P13. Lancer 2.5 seconds behind Ricky. I'm still questioning that his decision to. I mean, there could have been some issues that I don't know, and he's going into the pits, probably retiring. He's probably going to retire there. Let's see. Probably retire. Maybe trying to go for the fastest lap, but we'll see. Look, yeah, there we go, retiring from the sprint. It looks a bit weird. It could have been just some, I don't know, technical difficulties with a wheel, controller, whatever. Something could have happened and just destroyed this race. Drill at 3 seconds. Yellow flags flashing, but we shall ignore that since that's just Lancer's AI car. Now again into, yeah, it is a bit of a weak grid, not gonna lie. Vampy, is he gonna go for the move on Wave into turn 13? It's on the inside, and Wave leaves him enough space, but Wave is still there around the outside. and Vumpy stays back. Meanwhile, behind Szczesny, actually Ricky tries to go for a move on Szczesny, as he probably earlier actually overtook the other Szczesny that is called Riz. He tried to overtake the other Szczesny, but unfortunately couldn't make it. The sandwich made out of Szczesny's, and in between there is Ricky. They don't have the they're not even close to 1 second to Zinc. They're not within 2 seconds of Zinc. So it's gonna be a bit difficult to catch up to the cars in front, as Szczesny made a mistake on the exit of turn 20, and he's getting eaten by Ricky and his brother Riz into turn 1, and he lost 2 positions right then and then. At the moment, in terms of the championship, Chimp of course gains points on, or extends his championship, extends his position on Younger Boy, but as all with Zinc being P11, of course penalties in front, he might be getting up to P9 actually, but honestly at this point anything can happen. Yeah, in the lead, close there, Frizzy and Chimp going side by side into turn 13, but Frizzy has to stay behind Chimp. Yeah, so far, yeah, honestly he can go for anyone's. This is really for anyone at the moment. Maybe P1 can be even on the final lap if someone is in P1 and has a big enough gap and loads of ERS on that final lap that he's just gonna send all in. Zing gets a 3 second as well, so he's not able to actually take the advantage of other drivers in front who have the DRS 3 seconds. And with everyone having probably 3, no, actually Taffy and Drilla have 6 already. That's gonna be interesting for the race. Meanwhile, behind the two Szczesnys and Ricky are fighting for their respective positions, and Szczesny is in front of Ricky up into P12. A very nice camera shot right here. But we go into the leading pack, which consists of Wave, Vumpy, F1 Lightning, Chimp, and Frizzy, with Younger Boy being a bit behind of them. And behind him he has Paul and Drilla. They both have penalties, so he doesn't really need to watch out for them that much. Vumpy staying behind Wave, and everyone behind staying the same. Yeah, everyone behind in the top pack stays the same. Paul overtakes Younger Boy into turn 13. That was a bit of expected. Mighty Boo and Taffy fighting for P9, at least on track. And it looks like Mighty Boo is in front of Taffy. Into third sector. There was a bit of a notch, but Mighty Boo still is in front. Ricky as well has overtaken Szczesny Riz on that straight. Trent is trying to sort of at least catch up to the two Szczesnys. They of course have penalties, but he would have wanted to maybe actually catch up to them. Lap 9 out of 10, the penultimate lap of this Grand Prix. Wave is leading with well, almost 100%, 90% of ERS. Vumpy pretty much the same, behind a bit of contact between Ricky and Riz. Ricky technically overtook Riz off track, and there we go. Ricky lets Szczesny through. So yeah, Ricky down to P13. Trent is getting some time to these in front. And speaking of in front, let's go to the front actually, to this top four actually, because Frizzy has lost the DRS on the top four. And Vumpy goes for the move on Wave, and as well F1 Lightning goes for the move on Wave into turn 13, and it is at least Vumpy in front of Wave, and it isn't F1 Lightning yet in front of Wave, but it can be on the exit of turn 14-15, and it is F1 Lightning in front of Wave. So Wave lost 2 positions at once. in that one straight. And Vumpy is back in the race lead, but is it gonna be the good decision to be actually in the race lead? Well, actually, there wasn't really much of any other thing to do on that penultimate lap as we start the final lap of this sprint. F4 Lightning, is he gonna go for the move? No, he doesn't. He wants to stay back. Let's look at the ERS. Both of them have pretty similar amounts of ERS. Just a tiny bit of an advantage for Vumpy in the ERS situation. Wave has pretty much the same. Chimp has the lowest, but as well he has the lowest chances of actually gaining a position here. So I think he's just happy to stay in here. Vumpy, bit of a mistake on the just before the exit of the S's, of the whole S's complexion. And now going into turn 12 is going to be a bit of a compromise. This isn't going to be a good time for Vumpy. Lightning and Wave will try and go for the move on Vumpy. There we go. Lightning goes down inside on Vumpy. And Wave tries to go around the outside of Vumpy. Is he going to be able to stick the move? I mean, there's a bit of a contact between them. Vumpy is ghosted, so he can go through the Wave, but the same Wave can go through Vumpy. And Vumpy's still inside of him. Well, Wave is still there. They are still inside. F1 Lightning though looks to go for a sprint win. Vumpy has emerged from inside of Wave, but it is F1 Lightning who wins the USA sprint here in Austin. Vumpy P2, Wave P3, Chimp P4, Frizzy P5, Youngboy P6, Paul P7, Drilla P8, Maiduo P9, Zing P10, Taffy P11, Shiznir P12, Ricky P13, of course, with the penalties, Ricky P11, Taffy 12, Shiznir 13, Trent 14, Chesney 15, and Lancer not classified. This result for Chimp, of course, helps him out massively. Youngboy behind him, so he outscores him by few points, 2 points, but especially crucial that Zink did not score any points. So actually, at this point, looks like Chimp is in the lead, and it was 3 points between Chimp, Zink and Chimp, and then the same 3 points from Chimp to Youngboy. So the gap is Chimp leads Zink by 2 points, and Zink leads Youngboy by 3 points, so it's actually even closer. Now it's 5 points between those three. Well, this is going to be a very interesting one. Now, I know, not for the main dish. I thought that this was the old thing, where we go straight into the race. Let's call this my snack break, okay? Honestly, let's be real. I mean, I can't really follow how it is done in OSQs. I've been snacking for half an hour. Mate, the 10 laps, I did not snack at all. Otherwise, I would have probably got a snack attack or something. Basically, a small piece of a chip is gonna basically attack me. Frizzy with his quali ban once again. Let's just try and go with F1 Lightning on his lap, outside, and then just have him there, running. I mean, genuinely, what can I say? It's very difficult to like speak in here where the leaderboard is just constantly changing, and I can't tell anything. the best thing is just to stay in at one car's POV or in this shot and just really watch this. I mean, to be fair, it's kind of impressive that no one has invalidated yet. Or at least invalidated and then retired. You get what I mean? There could have been that Mighty Boo has invalidated, but he just hasn't retired. Is it gonna be again Vampy pole position? Chesney has retired. Drilla the same, and it is a Vampy pole position. Vampy is on pole position once again. Here in COTA, this time for the main race. And Younger Boy P2, so this is very good for him. Lancer P3, much better qualifying compared to the sprint. Of course, for many drivers, much better qualifying. Zinc a bit struggling in here, it seems. Only P7. I knew that he was saying that he's gonna struggle in here, but this much. This is gonna be a good chance for the V-Car boys to actually outscore Zinc, as they did in the sprint. Chimp as well, P4. So, Jesus Christ, I'm running out of breath easily, Jesus. Visselbor would have anyway spun and retire in the pits or crash out Nikolai, so this is not F123. This is not F123. This is not season 6. This is season 7. He's quick, but he just crashes out and spins out and all this things. Yeah. Dead last with 60 seconds of pens. That's constantly last week. Trying to catch up to Laurie and got banned for the rest of this season. Jesus. Alright. Soon there should be... There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights. And it's going to be lights out and away we go here in the Austin Grand Prix. Vampy gets a very good start off the line. Clears out everyone off the line. Close that. There's 3 wide behind. That's Chimp, Taffy and Lancer. But it seems like everyone is alive, even though Taffy made a massive launch into turn 1. The 2 V-Car boys are in a good position at the moment. With as well F1 Lightning dropping down good amount of places, 2 places. Zinc has gained a position though, so this isn't very good. Lancer on the hard. This can explain his position loss to Chimp off the line, and now he might even lose a position to Taffy as he went wide in turn 12. But it seems like Taffy isn't trying to overtake Lancer. Lancer has used plenty of his ERS though. Taffy doesn't want to go down inside. Lightning and Zinc are fighting though. What is this camera? Zinc and Lightning are fighting into turn 13 and 14 now, 15 and 16 now. They're side by side. F1 Kid versus Zinc into turn 16. And they're still side by side into this right-hander. And it into the penultimate corner. It is Zinc behind F1 Lightning. So it's back how they started, where besides F1 Lightning being actually P5. Anyways, Lancer already 3 seconds. Jesus. Already at 3 seconds on lap 1. That is mad. Drilla trying to overtake Frizzy. Frizzy, mega first lap from P16 to P9 in the first lap alone. This is very good for Frizzy, as he needed that progression on on the opening lap. This is very good for him. Of course, this is as well, the way that this race is planning out for the two V-car boys is fantastic. This is absolutely beautiful for these two. Lancer doesn't have the DRS, so at the moment, Lightning and Zinc are gonna have to catch up to them themselves. In front, Yingboy doesn't want to go for the move on Vampy, but the one who goes for the move is F1 Lightning on Lancer into turn 13. Pole is a bit close behind though. Wave and Trent are side by side, and Wave is still in front of Trent into turn 13 and 14. Wave, who had a good sprint, finishing P3. It was now a bad qualifying since he invalidated. Had to start 15th, and now he's in P11, so it's a good progression for him as well. Not as good at Frizzy's though, who is close behind Pole. He might go for a move down inside into turn 1. He is pulling out to the inside on the left, and easily in front of Pole. Pole doesn't even want to fight this, just let him through into turn 1. AK broke a bit earlier just to let Frizzy through, and didn't want to fight that. Frizzy up to P8. Zinc is getting a bit... Well, I mean, Frizzy is close to Zinc. A lot closer to Zinc than Zinc to Lancer. F1 Kid is... Well, he doesn't have the DRS on his teammate Taffy. Of course, this isn't a good position to sort of try and get both of them into the DRS, since if Taffy is going to try and get his teammate into the DRS, then he might actually fall from the DRS from the top 3. And Taffy's trying to go for a move on Chimp, doesn't work out. In the meantime, the league owner, Young Boy, season 3 champion, everything I threw at him, I don't know why, is in the race lead for the first time in this Grand Prix weekend. He's leading this Grand Prix on lap 3. Meanwhile, behind, Frizzy has overtaken Zinc, but Zinc is close behind Frizzy. But no, he's not gonna go for the overtake into the penultimate corner. Lancer in front of F1 Lightning, but these drivers are just losing time. They are just losing time to the drivers in front. The gap is rising to 2 seconds in front. Vampy goes for the move on Yengaboy. These, of course, do not want to fight. Frizzy tries to go for a double overtake on Lancer and F1 Kid into turn 1, and it has actually worked out for him. The Williams driver from P16 to P5, as we started lap 4 in just like three laps, he has made 11 positions up. This man is on absolute fire. Lancer though, clearly not. These hearts are not good. Well, I mean, expectedly they're not gonna be fast in these first opening laps, but I don't think I would expect from him to be not this fast. Both of them, of course, have the DRS, even though they were 1 second behind Frizzy on the exit. Yengaboy, in the meantime, goes for the move on Vampy. Behind, though, there's a massive carnage, non-crash carnage. Lancer has dropped many places. He's dropped the position to F1 Lightning, to Zinc, and to Pole. 3 positions he has lost, and maybe even a 4th in just this couple of corners. This wheel lock between Drilla and Lancer loses even even one more position to Wave. He's on the inside of turn 19, and he is in front of Lancer. Lancer, terrible half a lap for him, from P6 down to P11 in just basically one sector. Well, 1.5 sectors, let's just call it like that. 1.5 sectors from P6 to P11. Horrible that lap for him. Just doesn't look like he is the same guy. Like, for example, Alex is praising him. I mean, I can't tell, okay? I have this defense that I can't tell. I've never seen Lancer racing in my life, so I can't The only thing that I can say that I can see that he would be quick is his Season 1 championship, but other than that, I can't really say anything. He runs wide again in turn 12. Well, he likes that runoff, I see. In front of Vumpy, goes down inside on Yingaboy into turn number 13. And it is Vumpy in front. These guys, of course, don't want to fight. They want to extend the gap from the cars behind. Lancer, again, 3-second time penalty. And we're only on lap 5. Lap 5, 6 seconds. This isn't a race weekend for Lancer to remember at all. He won't even have the DRS on wave. No, he won't even have the DRS. And he's probably gotten 2 more warnings there. Mighty Boo gets a 3 seconds on as he starts his lap 6. And they just say like that. Oh, Yingaboy, it's touchy with Vumpy into turn 1. Yeah, he probably. Yeah, I mean, there are of course some drivers that like this game. For example, me. That's. I mean, I like this game because I got faster. Duh. But then of course there are some people that don't like this game because, for example, they don't like the handling and they got slower. And there are many different reasons why they don't like it. And most of them are reasonable. Of course, there are gonna be some BS reasons why they don't like I don't know. I can't think stupid now. In front, Yingaboy doesn't want to go for the overtake, so he stays in P2. Pretty much everything stays in here as well, besides wave, overtaking pole into turn number 13. I only like this game because I got quicker. Yeah, same. I mean, it's still. Yeah, yeah, pretty much the same. Lancer, another 3-second time penalty. I mean, he's just struggling a lot. I mean, I understand if he doesn't like this game, but already 9 seconds on lap 6? He's gonna get disqualified from this. Yeah, pits, yeah. He's rage quitting. He is rage quitting, definitely. I mean, to be fair, 9 seconds of time penalties. Looking at his starting test, to me, it suggests that he hasn't driven much this game, which explains his lack of knowledge of starting. Yeah, I mean, yeah. I mean, he probably thought that F123 strategy, hard medium still works, even. But here, only, I mean, the undercut on this game is so powerful that really medium hard is really the only option in here. Because then one lap undercut is so powerful. It's just ridiculously powerful. Do not move. Yingaboy goes for the move on Vumpy into turn 13. Even before turn 13, but Taffy goes for the move and launches himself into Vumpy. This is horrible for these catch up to these drivers, but now this means that Yingaboy can extend his lead over Vumpy. That was a stupid move by Taffy. Of course, he probably just missed his braking point, but that was a massive error from himself. Tried to go for a move on Chimp, but he missed his braking point completely, and he just plundered himself into the side of Vumpy. And unfortunately, like that, they have allowed the drivers behind to get the DRS that they needed, and the train that was the top 4 has moved to P12. The train, of course, Yingaboy still is in front of Vumpy by a second, although Vumpy is catching up though. The DRS detection zone is there. Yeah, Vumpy's gonna get that DRS. I mean, of course, I understand if people don't like this game anymore. I mean, it is a simcade, okay? It is a simcade, and it's kind of hard to improve the game year by year. But then you have games like, I don't know, Gran Turismo, ACC. I mean, to be fair, ACC from the get-go wasn't great, what I heard. But later on, of course, got better. But honestly, like this year-by-year releases, it's just impossible to get game that is gonna be actually good. You look at pretty much every single sporting game, FIFA, Madden, NFL, golf, NBA, F1, Madden, every single game like that, it's pretty much impossible to like keep the game good. As Vampy tries to go for the move on Yengaboy into turn 1, side by side they go, and it is Yengaboy in Yengaboy behind Vampy. Vampy back into the race lead, but this time they have to think about the drivers behind. That is pretty much Frizzy, Lightning, Zinc, Drilla and Wave. Trent goes into a bit of problems on the exit there, but he goes for a very early undercut. I think the pits is like lap 12, 13, maybe 11, but I think like 12, 13. Drilla 3 seconds, but now into this main straight, Yengaboy has the DRS. He uses used a bit of his ERS, and he goes for an easy overtake on Vampy into turn number 13. Frizzy tries to go around the outside of Taffy, who tried to go on the inside of the Chimp. There's some contact between Frizzy and Taffy, and Frizzy seems to be in front of Taffy, although Taffy goes down inside of Frizzy, and there's a bit of contact between them. There's a bit of like, oi! And there goes Frizzy into the wall. That was a bit of difficult to tell with all that bit of lag, but Frizzy into the wall, and that has caused a VSC. Frizzy just cannot believe what. Terrible news for Yengaboy. Drilla getting a drive-through penalty, but Yengaboy has been pretty much fucked over in here. Just went passed by the pit lane entry, and with that VSC being late, and all that means that everyone behind had the opportunity to pit, and of course you gain or you don't lose that much time under the VSC. It's not the same as in real life, but still, it's not like, for example, 22 seconds is like 18, which is big. And as well, Yengaboy is on older mediums. Pretty much the rest of the grid, besides Chesney and Ricky, are on newer, well, pretty much fresh hards. So this is gonna be a difficult race for Yengaboy from this point onwards. The gap to Vampy is 18 seconds, roughly 18 to 17 seconds. VSC has ended, and Frizzy, a nail to the coffin is the drive-through penalty for him. Drilla has as well a drive-through, but he got it earlier, but Frizzy, nail to the coffin, really. He just really needs to pray for a safety car, which, to be fair, is very likely to on this track. Is Yengaboy going to go into the pits? Yes, he does go into the pits. And now we shall just see where is he going to exit of the pits. Zinc 3 seconds. This is going to be very important for him. And he doesn't even have... he isn't even within 1 second of Lightning. So this is very important as well. Yengaboy just changed his tires. And there goes Ricky. And Vampy passed through him. He's going to lose plenty of positions behind his teammates. He's going to be... Actually, he's going to be only behind F1 Lightning in here. So he lost time, of course, but he didn't lose that much time that I would expect. I thought he was going to be somewhere in here. Zing, Paul and Wave. But no, he actually didn't lose that much time. At the moment, Vampy is our net race leader in this Grand Prix. Frizzy retiring in the pits. Hopefully that is in the pits. I mean, he's moving in the pits at least. Yeah, Vumpy, I mean, died in the pits. He retired himself. He had 9 seconds of penalties on lap 6. So, that's sort of explainable. F1 Lightning is going to go for an easy overtake on Chimp into turn 13. And he's moving himself up into P4. Of course, net P2 since Ricky and Chesney still have to pit from those hards. That VSC as well didn't pay out for them. There's a bit of contact between Chimp and F1 Lightning, but this should be still an easy position for F1 Lightning. Yeah, it should be. Yangerboy close behind them. So this is all planning out very well for the B-Corp drivers. Yangerboy just has to keep himself close to Chimp and F1 Lightning, and everything should be good. Ricky now. Vumpy and Ricky, the 2 Italians in the Alpine. If everything they're gonna plan out well, Chesney raised 3 seconds. If everything they're gonna plan out goes well, aka DRS on the main straight, which should easily happen. Ricky shouldn't even have to lift the throttle a bit too much, actually any sort of like intentionally, so that Vumpy is gonna catch up to him. Vumpy is gonna get a good DRS on Ricky, and then we just see, is Ricky gonna just easily let through Vumpy, or is Vumpy gonna have to actually overtake him? I mean, Vumpy is close to Ricky. I don't expect here anything, any sort of battle, of course, but Ricky, yeah, just easily lets him through, even though it wasn't that nicely, let's just say that. Still gains a position very easily. Chimp in front of F1 Lightning into turn 13, and Zink has lost 2 positions to Wave Dre and Paul on that main straight into turn 13, so he's dropping down to P9. This is not a good race for Zink. He has a penalty himself, and he's in a pack of drivers. How on earth is Chesney leading? Basically, there was a VSC, and Chesney and Ricky, they started on the hards, so they are still yet to pit. It's not some sort of masterclass by Chesney and Ricky. There was a VSC, and they started on hard, so sort of they were in a bit of a pickle. Mediums were not going from like lap 10. No, it wasn't lap 1. It wasn't lap 1. Mighty Boo overtakes Taffy into turn 1. Vumpy is catching up to Chesney easily, of course. Chimp is gonna get the DRS from Ricky, which of course doesn't help Vumpy at all. But maybe Ricky is gonna fight a bit these drivers. Of course, this would be very nice for Vumpy, but I don't think Ricky is gonna be able to fight almost at all these drivers, especially Chimp. Maybe someone like Yangerboy, actually, as F1 Lightning goes past through Ricky. Yangerboy has that Alpine in front of him. He's gonna have to overtake him into turn 16. He's gonna have to send it into this next left-hander, but he can't. Ricky is defending himself. It's off. Yeah, F1 Lightning is F1 Kid. Ricky isn't making Yangerboy's life any easier at the moment. Yangerboy goes into the back of Ricky. Of course, this is not good for him. He has to send it into turn number 1. He has to send it, otherwise he's just gonna lose too much time through the first and second sector, and he sent it into turn 1 inside of Ricky. Ricky's still there, but now he has to think about that gap to F1 Lightning and drill out 3 seconds. He has to keep that gap in front within 1 second to F1 Lightning, and at the moment it looks like he is gonna keep it like that. So it is very good information for Yangerboy, and of course Chimp too. Vumpy is gonna get the DRS from Chesney nicely, and Szczesny shouldn't. Yeah, he's just gonna easily go past through him. Drilla drifting. Wave overtakes Ricky easily. Pole not, he's too far back. But Wave has caught up to these drivers in front, Yingoboy, Chimp and F1 Lightning to their 1 second. Drilla doing drifting. Formula Drift, I guess, in here. So yeah, Ricky is holding up pole in here, into the triple right-handers. Or the long right-hander, you could say. Anyways, Drilla yet another 3 seconds. He's doing Formula Drift in here, around here. Ricky nicely holding up pole. And Pole is in front of Ricky, and Zink, is he gonna send it on Ricky? Yes, he does, into turn 1, nicely. Yes, nicely in front of Ricky. Szczesny is as well in front of Mighty Boo. So, beautiful job by Zink and Pole. One more position gained. F1 Lightning is now gonna get a not a 3 seconds, a DRS on Szczesny. So this is gonna, of course, benefit him. He's gonna retire in the pits. Wave, though, is right behind Yingoboy. He's showing his pace. He has gotten a good comeback race in here from P15 to P6 at the moment. Lightning is in front of Szczesny. Chimp is in front of Szczesny. Now again, Yingoboy has to battle this, well, not really a lapped car, but a slow car in front of him. He has to battle him through. Send it maybe into here. Just about doesn't hit him. Just about doesn't hit him. But he has to really overtake him, probably into turn 1 again. Unless Szczesny is gonna pit this lap, which I think he might actually. No, he's not pitting. So he has to overtake him into turn 1 ASAP. Basically here. Otherwise he's gonna lose plenty of time through the first sector. And Yingoboy is going for the move. He's sending it. And a good move by Yingoboy in front of Szczesny. Again, he has to watch out for the gap in front, but now Chimp is in front of him, so maybe Chimp can lift up a bit. No. Wave is gonna lose a bit of time in here. Taffy 3 seconds, I think, once again. Wrong thing. Yeah, again, three seconds. Yeah, he's gonna lose plenty of time in here. Pole has caught him up, as well as Zink. These slow drivers who haven't pitted have played a good role in this sort of catch-up for other drivers. Chimp in front of F1 Lightning into turn 13. Yingoboy still on P4, but he has to, of course, watch out for Wave behind. Szczesny is going to be slowing down Pole and Zink in here. A bit of a touch from Pole there. Hold on, one thing. Alright. Yeah. Szczesny is going to be slowing down Pole in here a bit. Although Szczesny has the DRS though, so he hasn't lost it. For Pole, it's going to be a bit harder to actually overtake Szczesny. He's going to send it into turn 1. He is sending it, but a bit of a late one. Touches him a bit. And that could actually mean that Pole is going to be in front of Szczesny around the outside of turn 2. And it is. And Zink as well is going to try and go for it. Oh, a bit of contact, and Szczesny goes almost into the wall, but off track. Zink tried to just go in front of Szczesny there, but yeah, that was messy from Zink. And Zink, another 3 second time penalty for him. 6 seconds he has at the moment, so not looking good for Zink whatsoever. who is looking good though is Vampy, 3.4 seconds in front of Chimp, who might get overtaken by F1 Lightning into turn 13. No, it does. Maybe he might send it. No, he won't send it. Younger Boy neither does Wave, and this train of Chimp, F1 Lightning, Younger Boy, and Wave is the only one at the moment that we have sort of a train. Although to be fair, here's a bit of a battle between Chesney, Trent, and Taffy. Chesney in his bit of an outlier, you could say, since he has doubled the amount of laps on those tires. Trent is getting attacked by Chesney, but Chesney doesn't have the grip whatsoever on the exit, so he just gets gapped easily by Trent on the exit. Ricky's still not pitting. Chesney, is he pitted? Yes, he's pitting. He's pitting now. Well, yeah, pitting now for Chesney. Meanwhile, behind Vampy, everything still seems to be the same. Chesney, what tires? Maybe mediums. Although if I softs, no mediums. Softs would have been a bit of a not overkill, but just you would have to extend them a lot. F1 Lightning though is going to be close on Chimp, hopefully on the exit of turn number 12. He is maybe not actually that close. Bit of a mistake on the exit. The rear getting a bit loose, and now Younger Boy could go for the move on F1 Lightning, but he doesn't use any sort of his ERS. F1 Lightning is running. No, he's not running out of ERS. He's just not using it that much, and he's staying behind Chimp. Chesney Reyes overtakes Ricky in the meantime into turn 13. Now Mighty Boo is gonna get a bit held up by Ricky, although it depends if he's gonna overtake him somewhere in this sort of 3 corners, and he may be down inside into this corner. Turn 16, yes, he does send it in here and blocks off Ricky to go for a switchback. And even if he wouldn't block Ricky off, then Ricky wouldn't have the acceleration with these tires compared to Mighty Boo. Ricky staying out still. Zinc into the pits. And retirement for Zinc. Why? He still could have gotten some points, and those some points could have been crucial for his championship. Well, this basically means that one or the other V-Carb is going to be leading this championship. Well, it just depends who is going to be in front of another in here. Unless these two, I mean, it's just going to depend really who is going to finish. I mean, what I'm trying to say is basically one of the V-Carbs is going to be leading this championship after this main race. Is it going to be Chimp? Is it going to be Younger Boy? We'll see after 7-8 laps of racing. Mighty Boo overtakes Chesney Reyes, and Trent overtakes Ricky, who still is yet to box. Taffy even overtakes Ricky. Taffy sends it on Trent though into turn 13 as well, but Trent is in front. Taffy was kind of trying to sort of get himself in front, but Trent nicely done in there to keep himself in there, not getting overtaken by Taffy, even though there was a bit of a late launch by Taffy. As we start lap 20 out of 28, Vampy is just chilling in the lead, 3.4 seconds from himself to Chimp. Even though in the sprint he did not manage to win the Grand Prix, at this moment it looks like he's gonna win the Grand Prix, but still 8 laps to go, so there is a lot to happen. There's still a lot to happen. You might never know. There could be a surprise safety car, and all of a sudden everything is gonna get cramped up. Jim makes a mistake into turn 9, probably that was. Of course, lost a bit of time. The gap increased to 3.8, but as most importantly, Lightning catches up to Chimp. Chimp, a bit of a mistake on the exit. And now F1 Lightning, is he going to go for the move on Chimp into turn 13? And is Younger Boy going to go for the move? Lightning in front. Younger Boy stays behind, although there's Chimp trying to regain that P2, and there's bit of contact probably there. 3 wide almost in there. Bit of more contact. Get himself in front of F1 Lightning at the same time, but he might get overtaken by Wave Dre. Actually, if Wave gets a good run, but he doesn't, he has to back out of it as he was on the outside. And all of a sudden, everything has stayed the same, but the gap hasn't. 4.5 seconds between Chimp and Vumpy. So, for Vumpy, this is even better than last lap. It was 3.5, now it's 4.5 from himself to Chimp. Ricky Pitts finally, probably at this point, it might be softs actually. No, mediums. Okay, so it's gonna be a final 7 qualifying laps, I guess, to the finish line to just end the race. Basically, it's gonna be a massive Alpine sandwich. One Alpine in the lead, winning the race, and the other finishing in P12 last. Those who finished the race. Oh, Younger Boy, bit of a mistake on the exit. Might get overtaken by Wave Dre here. He might get. F1 Lightning is going to go for the move on Chimp into turn 13. Yes, he does go for the move. And as well, Wave tries to go on the move on Younger Boy. But, I mean, that was a bit of awkward from the two V-Carbs. They're going side by side into turn 14. This is not what they need. And it's, well, Chimp in front of Younger Boy. Of course, they're probably talking in their voice chat in their party like you go, but Wave tried to go for a move on Younger Boy but failed on that move. Younger Boy is still in front of Wave. The gap has increased to 5 seconds as we start lap 22. 5 seconds between Vumpy and Lightning. Vumpy just chilling in the lead while he's looking at the gap in his leaderboard, seeing, ooh, Younger Boy almost binned it on the exit of turn 1. Almost looked like it. But he's still in there. Chimp very close behind Lightning. Let's look at all of their ERS. 90, 90, 60... 90, so Younger Boy has the lowest amount. Paul might actually even catch up to these drivers. He has he would have the lowest amount of ERS from these, but at the moment it is Younger Boy who has the lowest with 50%. Everyone else in this DRS train at the moment has roughly about 90. Chimp, is he gonna go for the move? Yes, he will. Side by side with Lightning into turn 13 and easily in front of Lightning. Although Lightning tried to go for a switchback, but he doesn't want to go for it. Riz overtakes Mighty Boo in the meantime into turn 13, up to P7, and it is Riz up to P7, like I said. Even if Riz would have been behind Mighty Boo, he is going to be anyways in front of him since Mighty Boo has 6 seconds. But of course, if these two are going to work together, then Chesney Riz is going to be able to get away from Trent to a bigger gap, since Trent doesn't have a 3-second time penalty and Riz has. Mighty Boo might be a bit of a lost cause for if the gap between himself and Trent, as Mighty Boo goes for the move on Riz and he is in front of him. They are trying to work to get together. I mean, we will see in the later stages of the Grand Prix. I mean, we are pretty much in the late stage of the Grand Prix, but just a bit more later in the Grand Prix. Pole isn't able to catch up to these drivers. 1.6 seconds to Wave, so he's not in that DRS once again. He's close, but not close enough. He needs these drivers to fight like crazy in front in this upcoming turn 13 and then following corners. Vumpy 3 seconds. Well, this is not chilling anymore for Vumpy. This is now important for these drivers in front. They need to sort of work together if they want to catch up to Vumpy. Now this is gonna be a bit of a compromise, of course. One might think that's okay, let's try and catch up to Vampy, and drivers maybe like Youngboy and Wave J might not know about this, so they're just gonna try and, I don't know, maybe try and go for a position even though none of these go, and I don't know. We'll see anyways what these four are gonna do. Are they gonna try and catch up Vampy? The gap is 2.2 seconds, with Vampy's 3 second included. So I mean, anything can happen. Maybe even a Vampy mistake, where he just loses the rear and loses a second. Then they're gonna try and maybe catch up. As it looks like it's gonna be Vampy who's gonna lead this championship in front of Youngboy, and then it's gonna be Zinc. Although to be fair, at this rate, it might be actually Vampy, as he's somewhat close there. If he wins this and Zinc has no points, then, and the gap was like 28 points, something like that, then Vampy might actually even jump Zinc as well, if it would end like this. Anyways, Lightning, is he gonna go for a move on Chimp into turn 13? He wants to stay behind, and everyone else behind as well stays behind of each other, so they're not trying to go for any sort of moves. Lightning is already thinking about the last lap. Mighty Boo is in front of Chesney Riz into turn 13. Pole just trying to get into that DRS, but he just can't get in there. Half a second to Wave Dre is the gap, but just cannot get it. Vampy starts lap 25 out of 28. He has no ERS, he's using everything. Where's the fastest lap even? Wave has the fastest lap of 34.295. Taffy 3 seconds. Another 3 second for him. That's a 9 second time penalty for him. So even if he overtakes Trent, then it's gonna be a very lost cause for him to get a P9, since he's gonna be P10 anyways. Yeah, he's gonna be P10 anyways, unless he makes a mistake and, I don't know, maybe Chesney catches up to him like crazy in these last 3 laps. Anything can happen, really. Honestly, anything can happen. Even though I said that it's not that chilling for Vampy, it looks like it's somewhat chilling. Of course, 3 seconds is not that chilling, since it's 2.3 seconds actually, but it's somewhat fine for Vampy at the moment. In here, Lightning, I don't think is gonna go for them. Ricky probably who made a mistake through the S's, but that was just a brief yellows in there. In the meantime, Riz re-overtakes Mighty Boo. These two have been overtaking each other for like a couple of laps now, trying to gap Trent, but they just can't really. It seems like they just can't. They just aren't able to. Trent is actually catching to Mighty Boo and Chesney Riz, so yeah, it might actually be Trent who's gonna finish in P7. But still, 3 laps to go. 3 laps to go in this Grand Prix. Lap 26 out of 28. I think really Lightning is already thinking about that last lap overtake into turn 13 on Chimp. He might actually think about it already. We'll see on the final lap. We'll see. Maybe even, I don't know, a surprise attack on Chimp this lap or next lap. Wave as well was close on attacking Younger Boy, but backed out of many times. Maybe there might be an opportunity at some point as well. There is again for the 3 drivers behind Chimp, but I don't think Lightning is gonna get that move done, since he clearly doesn't want to even. He doesn't want that move. He thinks about that last lap overtake. Probably as well Chimp is thinking about that last lap now, since Lightning is really not attacking him. Lightning is really not attacking him. He's really thinking about it. Yeah. Young Boy at the moment, I mean, this whole train looks like they're gonna stay like this, besides Lightning and Chimp. Behind Trent and Taffy have swapped. Boy! Trent almost lost it through the long right-hander, and now the gap has risen from 2.4 seconds to 3.6 seconds, and this is beautiful news for Chesney Riz because he needed that mistake from Trent. Yellow's behind, that's Ricky spun on the exit of turn 16. And yeah, I mean, Ricky and Chesney have been a bit fucked over by that VSC early on, and then they tried to sort of shake up the grid, but couldn't do it, I guess. And I mean, it sounds like they were trying intentionally to shake up the grid, but they probably weren't. They were just driving and helping them teammates. Ricky retires from the session, but a bigger thing has happened. Lightning has made a mistake on the exit of turn 12, and now he is trying to get desperate that move back, and is on the inside of Yengaboy. Yengaboy is gonna try and defend it around the outside, a bit of contact, but oi! Completely lost by Lightning there, just before turn 14, and he's lost 3 positions like that. He was in front of Yengaboy. Maybe that slight bit of contact between them as Lightning was trying to close down the space for Yengaboy, but I mean, what on earth has happened there for F1 Lightning? He is dropped from P3 to P6 just like that. He was in front of Yengaboy, but I don't know, maybe a mistake from Lightning, or maybe there was contact between him and Yengaboy. We'll see in the reports after the race, but we start the final lap of the Grand Prix. Vumpy is chilling in the lead with 6-second lead over Chimp. But now Yengaboy has to defend from Wave. I don't think he's going to be able to catch up to Chimp. Chimp probably is going to try and as well give the DRS to Yengaboy. Of course, these two, at some point, they are just going to abandon the teammate rule of not fighting or something, and on the final races they're just gonna actually race like rivals. Yengaboy is trying to stay in front of Wave Drake, but Wave Drake has more ERS. Wave on the outside, Yengaboy a bit of a late defense, and Yengaboy at the end looks to be in front. Yengaboy, beautiful defense from the kick sour behind. Boo is in front of Riz, and Trent is behind Taffy, but Vumpy is looking like he's gonna win the USA Grand Prix here in Austin, Texas, in COTA. One final corner, and the pole sitter of the sprint couldn't do it in the sprint, and pole position converts to a race win. Vumpy wins the USA Grand Prix here in Texas, COTA, Austin. Chimp P2, Yengaboy P3, massive points for Chimp and Yengaboy over Zinc in the drivers and in the constructors as well. P2 and P3, beautiful result for both of them. Wave P4 from P15, beautiful result as well for him. Pole P5, Lightning P6, disappointed P6, definitely. Then it's probably was Chesney Riz P7, since Trent was behind Taffy even. Wave, honestly, he deserves the drive today. From P15 to P4, beautiful result for him. Maybe P3, maybe there's something that we don't know between Yengaboy and Lightning. But it is Vumpy who takes the most amount of points from this session, from this race weekend. 32 points, 2 pole positions, 1 P2 in the sprint, and the race win when it all mattered has won it. Chimp as well, 23 points for him, so he extends the gap, or he overtakes Zinc and extends the gap massively, and he's gonna be like 8 points in front of his teammate Yengaboy. Just massive for V-Carp as well. They've been absolutely consistent on this game, on this season. Wave beautifully recovered as well in the main race. to grab that P4 with the fastest lap as well, so 13 points for him. F1 Lightning won the sprint, but unfortunately takes the same amount of points as from the sprint win, so 8 points. AKP6 pole, good result in the end. P5 capitalize on that mistake from Lightning. Was worth it to be close, and then the rest is how it is. Yeah, very good racing. Maybe not as dramatic as Singapore last week, but definitely good racing overall. Yeah, very good racing overall. Of course, there are some bits here and there, but those are just small ones. Anyways, this has been me, well, super fun, and next week it's gonna be Mexico. Let me just confirm that. Mexico. Of course, I should be here. I should be. And since Vampy has won it, it's our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is our 8th different winner of the season. Only F1 Lightning has been able to win it twice in this season. China, Zinc, Saudi Arabia, Frizzy, Portugal, Chimp, Austria, Yengaboy, Zandvoort, Trent, then Monaco and Monza. It has been F1 Lightning in both of them. Singapore, Sir Nikolai, and Texas is going to be Vampy, and I don't think that's going to change any way, shape or form with penalties. I don't think so, but of course there can be. So yeah, see you next week in Mexico. Of course, the championship is now more between the two V-Carbs. Zinc is still there mathematically. Vampy as well gain a big points advantage, a big points haul onto the two V-Carbs. As 32 points, he will actually overtake Zinc by 4 points as well. He will catch up a bit to the two V-Carb boys, but there's still going to be roughly about 10 points. There's going to be roughly 10 points to Younger Boy, actually. So it's going to be roughly 18. It's going to be roughly about 18 to 20 points to Chimp. But yeah, we'll see next week how it'll be. Anyways, next week is Mexico without the sprint. Luckily, no sprints anymore in this season anymore. So sprints can literally fuck off. So yeah, see you all next week in Mexico. Hopefully with me. I don't think I will be going somewhere. But anyways, see you next week. Ciao.